Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Down second leading scorer John Mobley Jr. due to a hand injury. Ohio State fell to number 15 Virginia 70-65 Saturday in Nashville. Earlier today, head coach Jake Diebler on his radio show if Mobley will return this season.
We're really confident in that. As far as exactly when that is, we don't know yet. But I think everything's moving according to plan. He's working really hard to get back out there as fast as he can. But as far as an exact date, we don't have that part yet.
Buckeyes host Wisconsin Tuesday at 8:30, which you can hear on the Fan starting at 7:30. Women's hoops, Ohio State moves to 10th in the AP poll and 17th in the net. Buckeyes visit number 23 Minnesota Wednesday at 8, also on the Fan starting at 7:45. This update sponsored by Eco Plumbers. Get $500 in free plumbing services when you buy a new water heater. Visit geteco.com and book today.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. Another big week with you. Thanks for tuning in. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. Boys, how we feeling?
Good, man. I'm feeling good over here. Hope you're feeling good. Hope everybody is feeling good. Welcome back in. How you doing? You good? Real quick?
Not bad, not bad.
Good, man. Good.
Too
Is everybody
fast.
good?
Weekend's too fast.
Just got to check in on everybody, you know?
Quick check-in.
Yep.
Yeah,
Make sure we all survive the weekend.
That's it, man. We're here all here and accounted
A
for.
wellness check.
That's it.
I got an email over the weekend that was entitled TLC, and I don't know whether I want to read it or not. I think it's okay.
You got to read this on the
All
air.
right, good.
Better or worse?
All right. Well, I knew you'd be good with it. And then I'll read it, and then I'll tell you how I responded to it. All right. So the subject is TLC on Sunday Sports Show. And it says...
Oh, this is a hosting critique. That's not good.
Not necessarily. It's just a specific take, I think.
Where are we going?
There's only one way to do this, and it's on the air.
Yeah, I'm ripping the Band-Aid off.
Let's go.
It says, AR, you have to bust out TLC for his comment on Sunday that he didn't know what events at the Winter Games were live or not. If he's watching at 8 p.m., it's 2 or 3 a.m. in Italy. If he's watching in the morning here, just below the peacock emblem, it says live, when it is a live broadcast. He is now my second dumbest fan radio personality, but he's young and can move up the ladder.
Who's first?
Well, so I wrote back.
Tough question at the presser.
I wrote back and I said, Roger. I first said,
Roger.
Roger, over. What's your vector, Victor? I said to
Animal
him,
House.
No, not Animal House.
Breakfast Club.
Not Breakfast Club. Maybe older than that. Yeah,
The new Roadhouse.
No, but that was a little over the top, not horrible. Like, that one had some pretty wicked fights with him and Conor McGregor in it. Like, it wasn't,
I liked that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst thing. It was just, it got, like, crazy tough. But anyway, where was I? All right, so I wrote him back and I said, I think when I watch a lot of poker and play a little poker, and when I came up with the Loose Cannon because of this guy here, just always put you on tilt.
Never
you
know what you're getting
like the
over
show's
there, yeah.
always on tilt with me, you, and so I said I probably created a monster when I gave him that nickname. However, I'm more interested to see your rankings.
Yes.
Like, if you're the second dumbest, I think we have to find out what his top 8 are or whatever, how many hosts we have here. Wouldn't that be unbelievable? I have not gotten a response yet.
Oh, man.
I just want to let you know that
knowing
that you and I thought the same thing. Let's see the rankings.
See, that's how you know that we've been working together. Our brains are starting to think alike. I think one of Anthony Rothman's best talents is he really has an ear for the press conference. Your experience there, you know what questions should be asked, and you're thinking 3 steps ahead. As the old phrase goes, you're playing chess, everybody else is playing checkers. And so now, through what?
No, I'm saying, I'm just reading again. He is now my second dumbest fan radio personality, intimating there are several dumb fan hosts. He's just number 2.
And so through osmosis.
Not the only one.
What? I am trying to big word alert myself.
All right.
Through osmosis.
Wow.
Osmosis.
Yeah.
I am now gaining some of your talent, and I now have your brain. Thank you.
We'll give you a blood transfusion next. Osmosis, the spontaneous net movement of solvent molecules through a selectively permeable membrane from a region of high water potential to a region of low water potential.
But here's the thing, Ice.
Yeah.
I know Rothman, and I know that if we actually get the power rankings back, and number one is not a member of this show, he probably won't read it.
We won't know.
No.
It has to be us two.
He
will only read it if the number one ranking is one of us on the show. So,
listen, I'm in full belief of having a lot of fun between the shows, but he had to approve the email reading. He's not going to do that.
Of course.
He did, and I knew he would, and that's why I brought it up. All right, let's, so we just got done with the Diebler show.
That's why we call this Rothman's Surprise BS.
That's right. That's the opening segment of the show. You guys don't know this. He just lifted the curtain. We do a show sheet, if you want to call it that, on like a roadmap of what we think we're going to talk about. And he never puts down a first topic. He just says AR's BS. Yeah. Like that's the first segment. I think it's worth more than that.
And here's why. Because one day I asked you, this was like almost a year ago at this point. Yeah. I said, what are we opening the show with? And you said, my normal BS. Yeah, and so the opening segment became Rothman's normal BS.
It is pretty
But now
wild,
the first segment is actually a segment, so now it's Rothman's surprise BS.
When we get to March, that is your official 1-year anniversary here at the Fan, right? We're a few weeks away from that?
In terms of, it's my 1-year anniversary on Rothman and Ice. So March 31st would be 1 year on this show. I want to say August 5th was like the actual first day, but that was like part-time producing / update anchor and whatnot.
Now you're full-time, hosted on the weekends, and getting dunked on. Welcome to the club, man. This is the life now.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah. So take your hating comments elsewhere.
There he is. There he is.
We did a lot last week on the basketball team. And in a lot of ways, I did see the big picture of what T-Bone was talking about. It's a very normal sports conversation to have, right? And I thought he illustrated it in a pretty good way, and we drew the line. And if you weren't listening last week, this was the line. The line was, if we draw it to the listener, on this side of the line is, would making the NCAA tournament, and I'm making this up, would the momentum of making the tournament in Jake's second year be a good thing, even if they lost, right? Because it's branding, you're back in the big dance. Maybe some recruits would be like, okay, Ohio State's on the map.
Yeah, here they come.
Would the momentum, or would the momentum of that be a good thing?
Maybe so,
if you one and done. Or on this side of the line was, no. You don't want him to just be one and done because that only Band-Aids the problem. And it just becomes kind of this, okay, well, that's good enough. And then you go to the next year. Versus if they don't make it and they start stacking missed big dance, missed big dance, missed big dance, missed big dance, and might take the shock paddles to Ohio State to say we got to find a way to be better in basketball and not only better in making the tournament, but be a force at times. You and I went over this last week a lot. To be great in both now takes a lot of money, a lot. And when you're already paying a lot of money to be great at your first love of football, when you're taking all that time and alum and donations and NIL and everything else, saying, you know what, if you put out a poll right now, is it more important to be good at football than basketball? It'd be 100%. There wouldn't even be a percentage for basketball if that was the poll. Do you want to be great at football or great at basketball?
I think it's a landslide.
Football is a landslide, right?
Do you want to run the poll just to see if we can get one?
Worth
just
the experiment.
See if we go perfect.
I think it's worth it.
Let's go.
Yeah, throw it out there.
So my point is that to hit a home run in both is very difficult. And I illustrated that last week, Maddie, because I think there was one team, one program, one university that was in the top 20 in football, that's also in the top 20 of basketball right now. Can you name them?
It is.
I think I have this correct.
So, was it Texas Tech?
Can you outline this one more time? Oh, good guess.
Wasn't Tech high up there when we did this?
We did this. Tech was. There was one. I'm sorry. There were two. Must have been two.
So Tech is one of them?
Is it Virginia?
No, I think it's Vandy.
Oh, was it Vandy and Tech, AR?
I think it was Vandy and, Vanderbilt's 15th in the final rankings of football. Yeah. And right now, Vanderbilt is 19th and 20th in basketball. So now, here's the difference. They're very good in both. They're not great. Right. And Ohio State is great in football. Mm-hmm. So we asked this question last week. So what Jonathan was doing, I didn't think was that, first of all, it wasn't even that controversial. It was more like, now maybe the way it was packaged and the way it was delivered and the way the bow was put on it and how it was put out. Maybe that got people, because you know the old phrases, like we want to be able to rip our team, but only we can rip our team. You know, people then get contrarian and they feel like they have to defend their program then.
I'll tell you a program I've been thinking about since we brought up this topic last week is Michigan right now and where they will be in the years to come with their effort to try to do both at the highest of levels, because right now they're ranked second in the country. A couple years ago, they just won a national championship. We know what their expectations are up there when it comes to their football program, but now Dusty May has arrived, and so the financial backing that he will have versus the football program, I think is going to be fascinating to see up there. And they have a chance to be one of those programs, but yeah, I think you're all over, and I completely agree with you. It's a hard thing to do, and you're asking so many of these financial backers, if you will, to spend millions and millions of dollars in both. And usually, I just don't think that's going to be the case. So for Ohio State, it may be a little bit of an uphill climb in basketball to get to that point in time. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But for right now, this Buckeye basketball program's got to scratch and claw and do everything they can as a coaching staff to deal with the resources that they have and get the best out of those guys.
Here's what I don't know if people don't think it's realistic to be, I even illustrated last week that even the blue chip basketball programs aren't going to Final Four after Final Four. They're not. Mm-hmm. There's been big gaps.
Pockets of time for sure.
Gaps.
Yeah.
But
no doubt.
What I think Ohio State fan wants, and probably what they deserve now, is that they feel like they're in the conversation of teams in the Big Ten like Purdue and Michigan State and Nebraska and Illinois and Michigan, and not just be one of those real lower tier teams.
Get in the mix.
That's it.
Yeah, get in the mix. Get into the tournament, make some noise, and progressively just try to level up year in and year out in the tournament. I don't think there's Buckeye fans that are really pressuring the program to be a Final Four type of program. I've never felt that living here my whole life. To your mention, they've had plenty of teams that have done that, or a nice amount of teams that have done that, but I don't think that's the expectation. But you mentioned it. When you're out of the dance for consecutive years, this all becomes louder, and it's Diebler's job to turn the volume down. I know that's what they're trying to do over there.
All right, so he had to try to win without one of his studs, his sharpshooter, over the weekend. Didn't get done. It was another what you'd call moral victory, but now there's nothing in that category. That was long ago. That was the North Carolinas and Nebraskas a while before in the season. So we'll stack it up, give you the odds on them next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
One of the things I had decided when I started the company was we were going to build the best window possible. We were going to give the best service possible. And I think we've accomplished that. Our reputation is built on taking care of people and building a great window and then taking care of it afterwards. It's just a darn good window.
Visit Rosati Windows by the end of this month and get 35% off all windows and doors.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At CARE, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. CARE Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Great Lakes Hyundai wants you to save your refund this tax season with 90 days of no car payments and 0% financing on 26 Hyundai Santa Fe's and Tucsons for up to 60 months. No payments, 90 days, 0%. Keep your tax money in your pocket. Go now for the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With proof credit, some customers may not qualify. Interest accrues during no payment period. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Offer ends 3/2.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, whew, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Could see a little bit of patchy lingering fog. Otherwise, we turn mostly cloudy this afternoon with highs in the low 50s. For tonight, partly cloudy overnight with lows in the upper 30s. And then for Tuesday, we are mostly cloudy and warmer as highs get into the mid to upper 50s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan. The best teams don't always win titles. Sounds like AR and Maddie bragging about their fantasy teams.
Hey, that's cheating.
This is Rothman and Ice.
Hey, the Cleveland Browns hired a defensive coordinator.
Hey, here we go, dog pound.
I haven't seen it yet, but they were conducting in-person defensive coordinator interviews this weekend. And I must be really out of the mix. I don't remember there being a lot of defensive pass game coordinators. Is that an invented position, Coach? Recently,
it's a new one for me because what's the difference between the defensive pass game coordinator and I guess like the secondary coach and all of that? But I just think, hey man, you hit these guys with certain titles, you make it, do what you want to do, and there you go. But yeah, here we are. Some breaking news. They are coming out of Cleveland.
All right.
Who we got?
Well, I don't even know really how to pronounce his name. I don't know this guy. I'm going to say Mike Rutenberg. It's a name fans I didn't recognize, and I didn't recognize it like I would recognize Jason Tarver, because Tarver's been with the Browns for 6 years. So I would recognize the guy that started as their LB coach. And by the way, he was heavily involved in how good their defense has been lately. And also, he's very familiar with the defense. And they've been very good. I'm kind of surprised he didn't get it, because he kind of got a little bit of the Jim Schwartz treatment here. Like, you were part of something great, but we don't think you're promotion worthy. Like, who knows? Maybe he's putting his stuff in a box.
Who knows, man? So
maybe he said his goodbyes after this.
So here is Rutenberg, and it looks like he was the
Steve Gutenberg
passing game specialist in 2020 for the 49ers. Looks like he spent some time with the Jets as well. And so look, he's been around some defenses that have included like a C.J. Mosley and some other guys that are really good, but those guys aren't secondary players. So we shall see. Look, he's coming into Cleveland, as we all know, with talent to deal with it. So had to imagine there was a lot of defensive coaches that looked at this opening and said, yeah, I'd probably like to get to Cleveland, because when you have the likes of, Schlesinger and Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward and some other guys that are good players, that's obviously a pretty good gig that you would want. And so hiring in-house sometimes when there's a new coach, as we all know, that can be spotty as far as what the new guy wants to do, because they usually want to bring in their guys. I think if Todd Monken could really have it his way, he would have loved to have Jim Schwartz there, right? As a veteran DC that clearly knows what to do with the talent that's already there in Cleveland. But Jim kind of, told the Browns to what, and so he's out there looking for another job, and that'll probably happen next year. But now this guy comes in, and look, we'll see what he can do, but that should still be a very stout unit. To me, that's a hard thing to mess up there in Cleveland, is the defense when you have the guys that can go on Sundays the way that the Browns do, they have on deck.
He's got experience. This isn't somebody that he's not a big DC guy, but so I'm reading here. So if you go back even 13 years ago, he worked with Jacksonville's defensive backs. So he's been around. He just hasn't gotten to that defense coordinator spot, right?
And like when you make a call like this, and to answer your question, yes, like how good is he going to be as a defensive play caller? I think that's a skill that can take time, So I could sit here and talk about the talent all I want, but he's got to show the players and the fan base that this guy can go out there and call a good defensive game. You knew what you were getting from Jim Schwartz, and being able to adjust to all the different offenses you're going to see week in and week out. He may know defenses, which clearly he does, but I think when you're out there on Sundays, whether you're out there on the field or up there in the booth, that's a whole different ballgame, and knowing what to do on the fly and how to adjust when offenses may be moving up and down the field.
All right, so that's it. We'll judge it till we see it. Most of the guys that they interviewed were not defense coordinators anyway, right? Most of these guys were either, they interviewed their own linebackers coach, their own safeties coach. They had one of the guys that looks like on the list was an interim DC for the Giants.
It was kind of late in the game for them, right? Like this caught them by surprise, and a lot of the defensive coordinator openings with guys that had experience were gone now. Those guys are already moved on to new teams, and so that was really one of the tough parts when it came to Jim Schwartz not wanting to be there anymore. Was you look at the landscape, and I don't know if there was really going to be anybody that Monken could bring in that I think right now Browns fans would be overly excited about. I think Browns fans, in my opinion, will be in wait and see mode with this guy, because they had one of the best in the sport, and now that guy is no longer there. So this guy has pretty big shoes to fill.
Young guy in his 40s and been around, as I mentioned, Jaguars when Gus Bradley was the head coach, and he's worked with Saleh, and he has no, if you're going to ask me like what his connections are, there's nothing with the Browns. There was really nothing with Monken, I don't believe, right? Monken. And he doesn't have any, he didn't play in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So player personnel, he started intern with Washington about 20 years ago or more, and then worked his way up. I like this. I like when guys, he didn't get gifted a job because he was playing in the NFL or had some inherent knowledge of football because he played the game at the highest level. Player personnel intern, administrative assistant to the head coach, assistant to the assistant manager at the movie theater, at the mall, and then he was a grad assistant and worked all throughout this league. So
we've got officially on the board Mike Rutenberg as the DC and Travis Switzer as the OC, but Todd Monken will call the plays, it sounds like. And so I think the staff is complete at this point. I'll have to check in that, but I feel like this was the last thing he had to fill, so now they can get in there and go to work.
Yeah. There was one other. Who was the other? There was one other candidate.
There's a guy from Houston, I believe.
Oh, that's right.
Corey something. I forget his last name. I'm pretty sure.
Unland.
I think that's it. Yeah, first
he
name.
He was the one that
Corey.
worked with Monken. He would have been the favorite in this because he was with him. I'm kind of surprised that didn't happen years ago. But either way, he got the guy that he thinks is the guy he wanted to be with, and may the Schwartz be with you. He is gone. We'll have Adam King coming up bottom of the hour. I did want to talk about that game briefly from Saturday night, and the saddest part of all was how winnable that game was without Mobley. And the lack of execution down the stretch is something that has got to be incredibly disappointing for everybody that really likes Ohio State basketball and thinks that they've got a chance here if they get in, that maybe something could happen. That's Virginia with a first-year coach. They start a couple freshmen, but I thought at the end of that game, I mean, you're up 6 with under 10 minutes to go, Maddie, and they just self-destructed in a lot of ways. And the game was still very rescuable, even at times where they were turning the ball over. But to have 59 points with 10 to go and end up with 66.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's, I mean, it's not like Virginia was lighting up the scoreboard either. I think they scored 16 in the final 10 minutes. But I didn't like a lot of things. And one of them was that they don't get into their offense soon enough. And I know the coach was talking about the press and that sort of thing, but there were many times that I saw that they didn't actually get into their offense till under 10 seconds on the shot clock. And it just they just don't execute down the stretch, and it's really rough because Bruce tries to be Superman and he can't against bigger players, especially when they're trapping him, and he can only do what he can do. He can kick out against bad teams, but against Virginia that was not going to work. They played much better defense, and they just do not execute, and it's a sad state of affairs for them right now because this is another game that, man, would this have gone a long way on their resume if they could have pulled it off.
No doubt. I mean, you look at the last 2 losses for them against Michigan and Virginia, and you don't even get to 70 on the scoreboard, right? And so, again, what we're seeing now is against some of the elite teams to good teams around college basketball, they struggle offensively. Not really that big of a surprise to me, especially when you subtract Mobley from the equation. We know how important he is to the offensive game plan just with his ability to, stretch the defense and create space for guys because of his shooting behind the arc and his ability to do other things on the offensive end. But Virginia's identity, even when they had Tony Bennett, you knew it's going to be a tough day at the office for your offense. They're going to make you work. And Virginia has a good defensive team. You look at where they're at in the ACC and where they've been at the last couple of years. They're always going to be tops in that conference in points allowed. And so that was an uphill climb, but you touched on it. They still had opportunities. And I think Ohio State, you go 1 of 10 or 1 of 8 or something like that down the stretch after Virginia hits you with like an 8-0 run as well. So they just couldn't answer that blowback late when they needed to. And so Bruce is going to continue to have to do this at a high level. And it's hard to ask for more from him. But when you look at the amount of shots he got up in this game, this was the first time all season he got 20 or more shots in a game. He's got to continue to do that because you just don't know what you're getting from the guys consistently when it comes to the bench unit. I mean, the bench unit in this game had a combined 4 points. Right. And so those guys are now going to have to execute even more. And we've just seen all year, you don't really know where that's going to go game in and game out. And so the starters, obviously, now are going to have to do more. I think Devin Royal's got to have a better game than he did because he came out of that USC game and he had to have confidence. And in this one, he just didn't show up the way that we know he can show up. So he's got to be obviously big time. But for me, AR, I think now there's even more pressure on the guys that Diebler's going to bring off the bench to take their game to a higher level. If this team wants to get into the dance, I think we're going to be talking about some guys that surprise us with some of their performances.
Yeah. What I'm most upset about is they just weren't precise down the stretch. And whether it was Chapman pick and rolling with Nagovin, and when the pass is a little off, it throws off the entire possession. And then, Bruce will get it with 5 seconds and have to create something.
Hot potato. Yeah.
And when Devin tried to go between his legs and he just got caught, got defended, and then thought Bruce was there to pick up the loose ball and Hall beats him to it and it leads to a transition bucket. Like, they just weren't valuing the basketball in the last 6 minutes of that game, and it crushed them. And that may be the most damaging loss. We'll come back with our friend Adam King of 10 TV, and then I'll let you know exactly where Las Vegas says Ohio State is in making the big dance. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
BMI Federal Credit Union is celebrating their 90th anniversary. As a thank you, they will be celebrating with monthly sweepstakes where 90 winners will win big. Visit bmifcu.org/90 years for more details.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage Store works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 5-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Working your way through that home projects list? More flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Call the Waterworks. Trusted and certified plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Fall is a season of change, and Hinderer Motor Company is turning over a new leaf with big savings. This is Justin Hinderer. Right now, any one of our participating locations is paying up to $3,500 over Kelley Blue Book value. That's right. Drive in your current vehicle and leaf with one of ours today. Don't wait. The leaves are falling and so are the prices. At Hinderer Motor Company, we love what moves you.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony's hidden talent is weaving a movie quote into every conversation. It's mostly not annoying. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
They say that people who consistently arrive early, and the operative word there is consistently, tend to have certain traits. They're highly conscientious people. They value other people's time as much as their own.
Love that.
They tend to be organized and less anxious.
100%.
And you have none of that.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. That's very generous.
But today, you did say that you arrived 10 minutes early instead of right on time or late.
Yeah,
and I looked up the traits.
We got a text AR last week on the 9th of February at 1:14 p.m. that said, I'm coming in hot.
Yeah.
Looks like we got some stupid road construction.
That's
ETA 129.
And
what
again,
time did you get here today?
Again, we want to apologize. Road construction in itself is stupid, not the people that are constructing the roads. We appreciate all they do.
Clear that up.
And if you're listening out there right now, thank you for your hard work.
It's your lack of assumption that there may be other people in this world on the road besides you.
Well, at 1 o'clock on a Monday, I feel like that's a pretty open road. Either people are at work or they're staying home. But today I said, you know what? I'm not going to let construction get me down. So I left my home 15 minutes early. I was here. I kicked my feet up. There's cake out there to celebrate me being here early. Like, it's really, it's really nice.
That's Tyvus's birthday cake.
It's cake for me being here early.
Happy birthday, Tyvus, by the way.
Hey, yeah, happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Tyvus. Hope you're celebrating somewhere. 9 traits. Here are the 9 traits for people that arrive early.
We're gonna name everyone that I have. All right, here we go.
Because it turns out there's actual psychology behind this pattern, Maddie.
Yeah.
Like people who habitually arrive. This is for people who habitually arrive 10 minutes early.
Okay.
They're not just punctual. They're actually displaying certain traits that most people struggle to develop.
All right, I'm ready.
1, they have exceptional impulse control. Meaning they have they can resist the urge to, I got to check that one last email before I leave or get that second cup of coffee. You know, they can ignore the notification on their phone.
The coffee seems like a targeted attack there, but I'll let you continue.
Do you have exceptional impulse control?
I didn't know that I needed it, but tomorrow I will.
They genuinely respect other people's time.
100%. Okay. Matty Ice and I've never been late to a date with Matty Ice. Is that not factual?
No, you show up on time.
Have I ever in my life,
time.
when we've gotten dinner, been late?
Not one time.
We've never gotten dinner.
How many times have you picked up the tab?
That's,
there we go. Yeah.
How many times have you had dinner?
That's right.
They've mastered anxiety management.
Well, that is a false for me. That's impossible.
When do you feel the most anxiety?
All the time. If you don't have anxiety, if you're not worried, you got something wrong. You know, you got to be worried. Worried keeps you on your toes, you know, keeps you going.
Okay.
What he's trying to say, though, Maddie,
is center stage.
Stress is good, is what he's trying to say.
That's right. Pressure's a privilege. Pressure's a privilege.
I'm not sure. They think in systems, not moments. So I guess people who arrive early don't just think about the segment we have at 1:30. They think about the entire chain of events leading up to it, like the factor of construction, traffic, parking, the walk from the car, maybe another bathroom stop when they get there. That's when you think in systems, not moments.
That sounds right. That sounds like me. I think it's systems, not moments.
For the guy that used construction as the excuse last week.
Listen, I've been down 315 oil and change River Road 1,000 times. They've only had construction one time. It was last Monday.
People
wasn't there today.
People who arrive 10 minutes early have high emotional intelligence.
Well, that's a spot-on one. Nailed that one. Boom. Next.
That's your favorite one. Huh?
Well, he doesn't walk in flustered. I'll give him that.
No, he doesn't.
I'll give him, right?
I'll also say, I don't even need the emotional thrown in there. Just give it to me.
How about this one, Maddie?
Intelligence.
How about this one, Maddie? This is probably one he has.
All right,
that emotional intelligence.
What we got?
Like, you walk, people that have highly emotional intelligence, you walk in flustered, apologizing, maybe even slightly annoyed that they have to apologize.
That's him.
You nailed that one.
I mean, if I've got to apologize, what are we doing here?
All right. Well, a lot of these are amongst the same.
What's your
it's
sign,
good to
Adam
see you,
Payne?
my man.
What's my sign?
Yeah. What's your sign?
I think I'm a Virgo.
Okay, we did this one day. On
You
the show,
think?
so we did.
I think. I don't know. I'm not.
All right.
I think my
When's your birthday?
August 28th.
Okay, you're in this window.
All right.
Analytical?
Yeah, I'm an analytical mind.
Hardworking?
Very. Too hardworking.
Perfectionist?
Yes, but I'm never perfect.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Loyal and reliable?
Very loyal. I try to be reliable. Sometimes I drop the ball there.
Here's the one that I think's a
You
little
sure
dicey.
these are Virgo for a man?
This is what I
just wanna
typed
make
in to
sure.
go yes. Here's the dicey one I think for him. Helpful and caring.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think
Rothman, your golf game's awful.
See? See? Thank you, Teal.
Just because
On
for
cue.
you two, I'm not caring. All right, you guys are grown-ups. You can care for yourselves. All right.
This is the one that I think this may be an even better one. Reserved or shy. That is not.
I don't
you.
like to be center stage.
Let's
Man,
do.
Cole's killing it over there.
Let's do the ones that really count. It says all Virgo men are stubborn. They assume they're always right, so they aren't willing to compromise. They assume they know better than everyone else. However, they try their best to remain humble. They won't brag about their accomplishments even when they're proud of themselves. They will keep their excitement to themselves.
Adam King here with 10 TV.
I don't know. All right, so what's got you going now? The Olympics? There was almost a fight in curling. I'm sure you were covering that.
Getting to the Olympics, I think for the first time in my life, I have reached a middle ground of which Olympics I like better, summer or winter. And I never thought I would get there. I think that I enjoy the chaos that is the Winter Olympics.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. Like Summer Olympics, if I want to watch basketball, I can turn on the TV tomorrow. If I want to watch swimming, I guess swimming's a little different of an animal, but if I want to watch, baseball, or most of the events, I can find them somewhere else. Golf. If I want to watch whatever Dual Moguls is, I got to find a TV once every 4 years, somewhere in that 3-week span, and it is electric.
You a curling guy?
I was a curling guy until they ruined the sport that I love once every 4 years for 2 weeks. Now they're out there cheating. I mean, what are we doing?
Is it a violation that he just quoted his own tweet on the air?
That's right. I want to see if Cole
He
would get it.
wants to platform it to other, maybe there aren't some people.
You know what that tells me?
I was just asking the question.
Cole saw my tweet. I'll take it.
Twitter.
You've been going viral a lot lately.
Hey,
that tweet got over 1,000 retweets.
He's been in his bag lately with the tweets, man.
I'm not here.
The smile on his face
I'm a
right
Virgo.
now.
I stay humble. I keep my accomplishments humble. We don't talk about
The
them.
smile on your face when I brought that up, man. This is ear to ear.
I play humble.
You know I don't swing lightly. I will say, the last month I've had 3 tweets get over 60,000 likes.
Fire the call. Fire the call.
Hold on.
This guy.
Hold on. Hold on. It's a problem, though, because you chase that feeling.
Oh, you're chasing the high.
Yes.
Wow. And mins of guilt. Wow.
And I'm too obsessed with Twitter. I need to I need to unplug, throw it. I need to log out, but I like reading Twitter. Meanwhile, mainly because I'm watching a show called A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. There's a guy over here that I've tried to get to watch 8 times. He won't watch it.
No. They are recorded on my DVR as we speak.
Is that with the one with Dopey and Grumpy and Sneezy, that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Snow
It's
White.
got 5 episodes. That's not much of an investment to ask for.
Thank you, Cole.
There are 7 of these?
I'm actually Team Adam on this one.
Oh, my
I know.
goodness.
And listen,
Clip that off.
As a man that loves
Wait a
Game of
minute.
Thrones and anything in that realm of entertainment, I can't believe I haven't watched this because I've been hearing nothing but good things.
It is one of the best television shows I've ever seen. And here's the problem. I can't find another soul that watches it. So what's the point?
I'm going to take care of this for you. I'll do this for you.
So I have one buddy. He's currently out at Red Spring Training. And so he watches it on Sundays, and we text about it and talk about it on Monday. He's like, hey, I can't watch it till Wednesday. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with all this information that I have? No, well, so I go to Twitter, and these random people are where I'm not messaging or like commenting, but the tweets, I'm like, yeah, that guy gets it. I don't know who you are, RH36, out in Arizona, but love it.
So this is the prequel to Game of Thrones.
This was like 100 years before I think what we saw in Game of Thrones.
This is why people don't watch, or why I haven't.
Why?
Because I just ran the journey of Game of Thrones, and I'm like, okay, I got to take a breather from all this.
You got to get back in there, because I think you would enjoy House of the Dragon. I think you would enjoy.
I tried that. It's
too
much.
It's too much.
I can't take it.
Favorite television show of all time?
Game of Thrones by far. There was nothing better than sitting down on Sundays live at 9 p.m. and just watching that whole thing for the first time. I don't think there's anything better for me.
It was NYPD Blue.
Okay.
And then it became The Sopranos, and then it was probably Breaking Bad.
The West Wing is mine. I'm obsessed with it. I think I've seen it probably, I'm not kidding, 30 times through. It's not.
How many seasons of that did they cook?
7 seasons. They're about 20 episodes each.
Oh, wow. So you
7 Kingdoms or seasons?
Seven both. Exactly. Rothman, if you watch it, you can call me at midnight on Sunday night and we can talk about it. Because that's, I just need somebody, Like, I'm just so alone. I'm just quoting a television show.
But you have your followers.
Yeah, but they're not real people.
But they are. That's how you said. That's how you measure whether you're having a fun life or not.
That's right. Life is all that matters.
Fulfilling life.
A couple of YouTube chatters say Seinfeld and Breaking Bad for greatest show ever.
Okay, what do you got, Cole? What's your favorite show ever?
Either Blue Bloods or Modern Family.
Okay. Whoa, those are two very different shows.
Those are two very different shows.
He said, what's your favorite movie ever?
Band of Brothers or Family Guy?
Yeah.
That's what I...
Braveheart or probably Dumb and Dumber?
Breaking Bad the first time through that's rare
I'm
air.
mostly a
Elite
sitcom
stuff
guy.
right there.
And so Blue Bloods is the one that broke through. I'm mostly a sitcom guy.
I'm not going to be that guy. Do the whole, whoa, you've never seen Breaking Bad? Really?
I got to the episode where the dead body falls through the ceiling.
That's phenomenal.
In the
Jesse
bathtub.
didn't listen.
I'm like, what is going on?
He told him not to use that Tupperware. He told him not to use that.
Spoiler
He actually did it in the tub. Yeah. He was supposed to go to the store and get what Wise told him.
We got to vote for The Wire as the best show.
A lot of people like The Wire. Spoiler alert.
That's a long journey.
Omar coming.
I'm going to ask the chat here. Okay. If you've watched A Night of the Seven Kingdoms and would like to be friends with me, the first part seems more likely than the second part.
Maybe you guys could meet out and have Dungeons and Dragons and do all your stuff.
That's all I need.
Watch party. They're doing watch parties somewhere in Columbus.
Little D&D night.
They're doing watch parties for
in Adam's Kingdom. In Adam's 7 Kingdoms.
Do you think that Fish would sponsor like a 97 The Fan watch party for a night of the seven? And it's just me sitting on a couch.
I'll come in and we'll do it live.
Maybe it's just you and I getting wings.
I'll bring the skinny pop and all that stuff.
That's perfect. We can expense it.
Whatever.
All right, Ice, do you take Skinny Pop to the theater?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Okay. Well, that's a crime.
So I cannot confirm or deny.
Contraband.
I'm sorry.
I didn't say yes or no.
Once you cross that line, they check your ticket. We should get X-ray machines because I'm not going to have you taking outside food into the theater.
We used to take burritos into the theater.
That is ridiculous. I won't be doing this segment
in
anymore.
high school.
Somebody says Dexter.
That was great too. Really
good.
Believe
this guy? Just outwardly admitting to crimes.
Got to do what you got to do when you're in high school.
Also, if I'm sitting down and I'm watching a movie, if I'm watching Batman and the dude next to me eating a burrito, I got a problem.
Adam, did you obey the speed limit on your driving to work today?
He needs to obey this break time. We're coming back. I'm going to let you know where the Buckeyes are. You don't have to take your headphones off yet.
You made him nervous.
I'm
scared him a little bit.
Let you know where Las Vegas has Ohio State in making the big dance and see if you're similar.
Love it.
Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven. I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Looking to launch a career in the skilled trades but don't know where to begin? Part-time service in the Ohio Army National Guard can help. You can kickstart your career by enlisting in one of our many trades-based jobs. Get paid to learn these skills and gain on-the-job training when you report to your unit 1 weekend a month or 2 weeks in the summer. To learn how the Guard can pay for your civilian trade certification, visit nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
This tax season, save your refund. Get a 2026 Tucson or Santa Fe at 0% for 60 months and make no payments for 90 days. Columbus or Dublin or glexhyundai.com. See dealer for details. Offer ends through 2.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
At Babs R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement. As the Midwest's fastest growing 5-star bathroom remodeler, we're more than just transformations. We're a community driven by a mission to bring your dreams to life. Our installation team, part of the Babs R Us community, isn't just skilled. They're dedicated to respecting your home. Each day, they bring craftsmanship and hustle, turning your dream space, no matter the size, into reality. Together, we embrace a culture that values diversity, collaboration, and giving back. From supporting local projects to fostering a workplace where every voice is valued, Babs R Us is more than a company. It's a community of experts. We're also expanding locations to create more possibilities for homeowners across the Midwest. Wherever you are, you'll find us ready to turn your dreams into something you can see, feel, and enjoy every day. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, loans and no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BAB to schedule your free estimate, or go to babsrus.com. Babs R Us, where dreams soak in.
Hey folks, winter is here. The number one cost for everyone each month are those pesky heating bills that never stop increasing. It is time to take action and do something about it. Call USA Insulation today and get your home insulated with our premium foam for only $99 a month, interest-free. That's right, $99 a month. You can have a warm, cozy home that you and your family deserves. 529-2440, 529-2440, or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT. Nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up. Just what I needed. Real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? I don't know. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows and get 4 free plus an extra 10% off from windownation.com.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time. Another tough loss for Ohio State. The men, they go down against Virginia 70-66. So the question becomes, where does Las Vegas have them now at getting into the tournament?
I am going to guess. Got the Mobley injury now, AK. Mm-hmm.
This
2 out of the last 3 have been L's. I'm going to say Vegas has them at about AR
percentage-wise
45% right now.
This is percentage-wise to get in?
Yeah, this is the betting percentage,
Okay.
yes.
I would say, I think you probably nailed it, maybe 39%. A little higher than that, 42.
All right, Adam is the winner there at
Let's go.
40.82%.
Oh,
You don't have theme music.
Of
so
getting in.
Oh, we can find some theme music for Adam, I'm pretty sure. We can do that pretty quick.
This man plays Hairspray, I'm leaving.
That's That's right.
There it is.
I mean, so
now if you bet them not to get in, 64.91.
That's
65%. Yep.
Can we get this? I think what makes it so frustrating right now is that they are. I have frustration with fans that say this team's terrible, this team's bad, they're not good, and here's why. If they were just not good, it wouldn't be that frustrating. You'd be like, okay, we got to figure out something. This is a team that obviously we've got to, things have to move forward with the program.
Yeah.
If they had lost more than they'd won, or if they'd lost 5 more games this season, the problem is every game that they played against a ranked team, other than when Michigan came here, they were in the basketball game. The 4 of the 6 ranked games, it was a 1-possession game in the final minute. They just can't finish. That's so frustrating because they've shown that they can play. They went up to Ann Arbor and played with arguably the best team in the country. And they lost in the last 5 minutes. Virginia, they scored 2 points from the 10-minute mark to the 1-minute mark and had the ball down 3 with 30 seconds to go. That's what has made this so frustrating, is that they've shown they can do it. I fully believe that they could beat Purdue and get in. But they've just got to finish a basketball game in these bigger matchups.
Yeah, I don't see them, Maddie, being a team that they've had some matchup problems.
Yeah.
Because they're a jump shooting team. They don't have a big that can dominate inside. They don't have a big that can go to a post move. When Tilly would get the ball in the post, whether he dribbled in there on a pick and roll or whether he was posting, Onionso, the 7-footer for Virginia, he was scared to shoot on him because that guy was blocking everything.
He had 4 blocks.
And so they have to rely so much on movement and getting the guy open to hit a jump shot, and their big sniper wasn't playing.
Right.
I agree with you. On any other night, if we weren't considering the big picture, this would be a moral victory. They were without Mobley, and they could have won the game and maybe should have won the game. But their lack of being able to value possessions late is bad because they can't just dump it in the post and have teams collapse on the post and then kick it out. Like, there's nobody that puts any stress on the interior unless Bruce is getting in there, and a lot of times he gets blocked inside, or Royal.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say enough right now. I agree with that, AR. I just think for me now, my biggest concern moving forward is where the offensive consistency is going to come from. Like, that even with Mobley baked in could be spotty in games, right? Once you got past Royal, Mobley, and Bruce. But, AK, there was really no bench production at all in this game. And so now when you have Sparty on deck and you have Purdue on deck, some really tough opponents, we've seen in these ranked matchups that the offense is going to be hard to come by, or can be hard to come by, for Ohio State. And so where Diebler and their crew can generate offense now outside of Bruce, because as AR mentioned, there's always a lot of focus on Bruce, as there should be. Now there's going to be even more. And what they're going to do is say, we're going to make you beat us. We're going to make you beat us, whether it's Chapman or Cups or whoever that's going to be. And those guys are going to have to step up to the plate.
The biggest problem, and when you look at every game this season, they should have beat North Carolina. That was a crazy way to end that game. They had the lead, had the ball. When you look at the Michigan game, I remember thinking in the first half, man, Bruce has got to go to that next level. He did a little bit in the second half of that game up in Ann Arbor, but it felt like that was where Bruce needed to step up a little bit more. Mobley is obviously not in this game against Virginia. Thornton looks unbelievable. He looks like Superman. But the problem was glaring, and it was Devin Royal. He has to give you something down low. He had one of his worst games of the season. Only 4 points, fouls out in the game. He is where Tilly's got to have that other option, that other big guy. And let's not forget, Brandon Knoll is not playing.
That's right.
And that's a starter that's not. They're down 2 starters right now. And nobody's looking for excuses, because the tournament committee is certainly not going to say, well, they had moral victories and they're down starters. But if they can get Knoll back, and maybe they do get, they're hoping to get Mobley back for the Purdue game. So if you get him back for that in a Big Ten run, the tournament is not out of the question. And you've proven you can play with these teams. It's just about putting together a full 40 minutes and showing you are as good as these teams.
They're just so stuck at the end of games by not being able to get to the free throw line. And if they do get there, they got to execute there. But they just aren't a team that can milk a game at the end by getting it inside, forcing the team to defend, and getting to the line and trying to seal up a game that way. Instead, they're stuck trying to create their own shots in the perimeter against good defensive teams, and it's not working. As good as Bruce played, as good as he did play against Virginia, He made some mistakes at the end of that game because he had to be Superman. He got trapped on the sideline. That's a turnover. He missed a bunny inside because he was contested. He went for a three, tried that deep three and missed. Like, he did everything he could to play Superman. But to Matty's point, you can't have a lot of everyone just standing around and saying, Bruce, save us.
And look, as you mentioned, the free throws, they only had 9 free throw attempts in the game. Ohio State as a team.
And Virginia had what, like 30?
32.
They had 32 in the game. So
and that happened against Michigan, too.
Against good defenses, you got to find ways to score with that clock stopped, man. And to AR's point, like, you throw it in there to a big man, right? He can slow that thing down and maybe rack up some fouls for the opposing team. But look, nobody's going to feel sorry for them, as we know. And so this is a tough gig now for Diebler to try to find a way to recreate on the fly how he can go out there against some good defenses and create some good offensive play.
And it starts tomorrow. I mean, they have to win that Wisconsin
Must
game.
win.
It's an at-home game. It creates a quad one opportunity. It's probably, if they win it, their best win of the season. Wisconsin's one of the hottest teams in the country.
They are.
You win that game, then all you have to do is beat Penn State, beat Indiana, and maybe steal one of the three.
The one three, sorry, real fast, is even though this sounds counter, is East Lansing, because really tough place to win, really tough program, but not a bunch of trees. Like, that's a team that they could run with.
They got to have Mobley for that.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know if it's in play.
But it's not the matchup
not, but
problem.
it's just they need that type of pop, like in those games specifically. And look, to your point, maybe it's Purdue. So they don't have Mobley going into East Lansing. That's tough sledding.
I don't think they're going to have Mobley going into East Lansing, but I do think there's a world where Brandon Knoll comes back sooner rather than later, which gives you maybe you do a going into East Lansing, get some height back. So we'll have to wait and see on that. I think you got to steal one of those 3 games. Iowa, Michigan State, or Purdue. Win the other 3, and you're in the tournament. Otherwise, you got to go to the Big Ten tournament and make some noise. I think if you get 4, you're in.
All right, now go be the best Virgo you can be today.
Okay. I got to go be, what was it, humble?
They're just not happy with their average life.
All right.
That
sounds like
they're
like
always
me every
searching for more.
Always searching for what's next.
That's
that
right.
sounds like Matty Ice at every turn.
We'll see you soon, AK. That's our boy Adam King.
Always a pleasure.
From 10 TV, we'll come back top of the hour, and the moves that could or would rock the NFL. We'll lay them out next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
I haven't been to Spain since I was in high school.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. New special guests in everything scarlet and gray. The Fan.
You got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Germain Honda of Dublin cares about your vehicle and your time, and they do that with same-day service with no appointment necessary. Sell them your vehicle at their buying center and get paid as soon as the same day. Shop great lease and finance offers on all the Honda favorites, like the Passport, the Odyssey, and the redesigned Pilot. Service it, sell it, or drive something new. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
I'm John Morgan. There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Reason number 3. First, all lawyers are not the same. If my family had an injury case and I couldn't hire us, there are only about 3 to 4% of the lawyers out there that I would hire. And here's why. Most of them rarely, if ever, go to trial. They just take the last best offer. Hell, you can do that yourself. Do this. If you're looking for a lawyer, Google Morgan & Morgan results and see what comes up. It may shock you. Then Google the firm you're thinking of hiring and do the same. That may shock you as well. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. We won a lot. $30 billion and counting. Morgan & Morgan. Or thepeople.com. Who would I hire? I'd hire us.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
And now you can enjoy free delivery on orders of $50 or more with your digital coupon. Place your order today. Restrictions apply. See coupon for details. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Just thinking about how prices have gone up stresses me out. Everything's too expensive.
Yeah, but it's all good.
What's your deal?
What's my deal? I saved at Metro by T-Mobile with no activation fees. And I got 4 lines for just $25 each.
Wow.
And 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. And no ID required.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only at Metro. Visit your store today. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
What's up, everybody? This is Jeremy Birmingham Berm from the Austin and Berm Show here on 97.1 The Fan. I hit maintenance after dropping 35 pounds on Awaken 180, and I'm not going to pretend that I don't feel different, because this is the first time in a long time I've actually reached a goal that I set for my physical health instead of just talking about one, thanks to Awaken 180. I'm under 200 pounds for the first time in 25 years, and that's not a small thing. I didn't have to muscle my way there either. The Awaken 180 coaches walked me through it. Every adjustment, every tweak. They made it simple. Honestly, it was easier than I expected. This now feels like momentum. I'm in maintenance mode, and I'm not guessing. I can have pizza. I can have ice cream. All the things I used to love are back on my menu, but my metabolism is firing on all cylinders. The difference is my body doesn't crave it all the time. It was a mindset change and not a Band-Aid. That's the part that changes everything. If you've been circling the same goal for years, maybe you don't need more willpower. Maybe what you need is what I had, a plan, a coach, and a system that makes it easy. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. The Browns are hiring Falcons defensive pass game coordinator Mike Ruttenberg as their next defensive coordinator. For NFL Network's The Insiders, Ruttenberg also interviewed for the Titans' DC opening under head coach Robert Saleh, who Ruttenberg spent 8 seasons with between the Jaguars, 49ers, and Jets. Women's hoops, Ohio State moves to 10th in the AP poll and 17th in the net. Buckeyes visit number 23 Minnesota Wednesday at 8 on the Fan, starting at 7:45. Olympic women's hockey semis, U.S. bested Sweden 5-0. Americans moved to Thursday's gold medal game at 1:10, facing the winner of Canada and Switzerland, which faces off today at 3:10. This update sponsored by High Bank Distillery Co. Locally inspired dishes and award-winning cocktails. Visit highbankco.com to make your reservation. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, Ian Fitzsimmons, 2:30. Talk some college ball with him. Last week, we were talking about some trades. Well, specifically, I brought up, what if some team would call up the Cincinnati Bengals and say, we'll take Joey B from you and we'll give you our next, well, they can't now, but if they change the rules, they could give him the next 5 first-round picks, or they could give him players and all sorts of stuff. And, in rethinking it, the only real way this could happen or would happen is if Burrow went to the Bengals and said, I'm done. Mm-hmm. I want out.
It's a wrap.
I don't feel like we're investing properly. And Now, this is after he went to bat for his guys and got his receivers money. I don't know how the NFL works as far as loyalty amongst players, but I would love to know what Jamar Chase would think about that. If they went out to dinner one time and he said, listen, I did everything I could for you here. I did everything I could for this team, but I want to leave.
You know what would follow? I think would be an immediate trade request for Uno, too. I think he'd be out as well. I think all those guys would just be like, what is the point in being here if this guy isn't there, especially Jamar? Because, as we all know, I mean, Jamar and Joe go back to LSU and what they did in 2019 and just that incredible run. And they hit the ground running with their chemistry in the NFL. So I would have to imagine you would have two massive issues on your hand if you were Mike Brown, Duke Tobin, and the crew down there. If Joey B ever demanded that he would want out, I would not be surprised at all if Jamar Chase was right behind him trying to get out of the Natty.
Yeah, to me, it's probably a non-story unless Burrow is the one that started barking about it, because the Bengals could not do that.
No, they're not going to willingly just do that on their own. I think you're absolutely
sink their entire
correct. Like you're all over this, and the reason why I think we can even breathe any type of life into this hypothetical is because of the comments Joey B made this year about his unhappiness, and whether that's rooted in him constantly having to come out of the injury hole and the rehab, and how you hear athletes say that process can wear on you mentally, or maybe it's just him looking at his surroundings and not really having a whole bunch of love or confidence in the front office to do what needs to be done while they're in this window of time to where these guys are in their prime. That has to be not only frustrating for Joey B, but for any prime athlete in their sport or any franchise superstar in their sport. When you're looking around and you're saying, especially in this sport where you're like, man, we kind of got it all figured out on offense. Yeah, we're not the best thing ever, but there's a lot of teams that would love to have Cincinnati's offense, and they've been completely let down by the other half of the ball. And you haven't seen your franchise, especially the front office, draft well over the last 3 years and drop young talent in there. That way they can close the gap on some of these teams, because they are wasting a Super Bowl-ish type of offense. Their offense is good enough, as we all know, to hang with anybody and maybe the best in the sport. So that frustration growing for him, I can understand that as his prime years kind of fade away to a certain degree.
Yeah, he can be frustrated, but he signed the contract. He wanted to be the highest paid player in the game, and they made him the highest paid player in the game. And his contract at the time, and his contract now goes through 2029. And so you kind of know that when you're paying the offense a lot of money, that you're going to have to be better than the defense.
But aren't we living in a world where nobody's going to turn down that money? You know what I mean? Like, there's not going to be anybody that says, hey, I want to take less money. Like, that's such a rare thing to help out the team. Like, Jalen Brunson got a lot of love in the NBA for doing that. So me personally, I'm not going to crush him for taking that money. I think 98% of players, maybe even 99, would take that money. I hear what you're saying, because financially that does put the front office in maybe not even a difficult spot, but that's why, to me, the spotlight is on them. They wanted him. He wanted that money. They came together on that. And so when you do have those type of contracts on your books, it's on Duke Tobin and his scouting staff to figure this thing out and get some young, cheap talent. That way they can get to where they think they need to be.
Yeah, I'm not faulting him. I'm just saying that you kind of know when you get that kind of a deal that you're leaning into what he is and the offense. He knew what he was somewhat signing up for. I'm not telling him to play under a fifth-year option and then roll the dice and say, I want to see, because he's been an injured guy. Like, he could have done that.
Because guess what's going to happen, too? Like, if you don't take the money, your teammates will.
Well, guys, he would have gotten it somewhere else, is my point, eventually. It's just whether he wanted to risk it.
Which he never would have done.
No, not with his injury history.
Foolish, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so this is not happening. I saw this was tossed out. We talked about it last week, and I saw Get Up and ESPN was talking about it today, about that would be one of the blindside deals of all time, that it wouldn't be a trade, that you find a franchise quarterback. That's the key to winning in the NFL. Yes, you need more. To win it all, you need to have more than just him. Mm-hmm. But the fact remains he's not going anywhere unless he wants out, and that would be because Cincinnati would literally – you want to end your fan base?
Oh, if they did that on their own?
And I wouldn't blame them. And here's the other deal. Even if I use the Deshaun Watson trade as the framework of it, like even if I said – because I'll go back and look. So 3 first-round picks that the Browns gave up. They gave up 22, 23, 24. they gave up a 23rd third rounder and a 24th fourth rounder, and they got Watson and a 6th. I think Burrow would be worth more than this.
Well, you got to remember, like, Deshaun at the time was a top 5-ish guy at the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So is that the framework then? I was going to say, I don't know if it's too far off from that. I really don't.
3 first, a third, and a fourth.
Yeah.
They wouldn't take it. They couldn't take it. No, even though he's been injured. And I wouldn't.
That'd be the only reason why you think about it, because of his injury history, but I'm not trading him.
Yeah. The other one that came up was Myles Garrett, which I actually think from a percentage standpoint is not likely, but it's certainly more of a conversation than Burrow.
Because he's already gone down that road before.
He's already their approach to the draft and everything that, I mean, they're on the clock at 6.
We're talking about a couple off seasons now to where publicly Myles Garrett has voiced his displeasure, right? Whether it's an Instagram meme of the Popeyes lady working where she was exhausted after the Schwartz news, or it was last year with the whole back and forth with he and Andrew Berry and the trade demand before he signed the contract. So he has a feel of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But the dude still goes out there and plays really, really hard. He just won another Defensive Player of the Year. But between the two, I think there would have to be a higher percentage AR for sure on Myles than there is Joe right now.
Yeah, listen, Myles Garrett used his leverage of being the best player in the league at his position, arguably, and to get more money out of the Browns. They weren't going to trade him, and once he realized that they weren't going to trade him, he leveraged that into more money. It doesn't mean he couldn't be traded now. I mean, he signed a 4-year, $160 million contract extension last year. And I think he's probably after the year he had, you could put him in trade talks again.
I just don't think that they're going to do it from their side. I think both parties, Myles and Joe, would have to drive these. I don't think the front office is right now, especially when you look at Todd Monken coming in and him talking so glowingly about why he accepted the job. It wasn't because of Jim Schwartz. It was about Myles and some of his teammates. And from a business perspective, too, ownership's not going to want that. Myles Garrett puts butts in seats. He sells jerseys. He gets eyeballs for your brand. So I don't even think that's a thought in their mind.
Well, they'd be exchanging those thoughts for an absolute reload. That's what they'd be. You're not trading him as a bad PR move. You'd be trading him, and I think this is slim. I don't think it's happening. I also don't think it's happening because he would have to force it. I agree with you. And if he forces it, then he really risks upsetting this fan base that just loves him. Because now you're dragging him through this again after they gave you all that money.
I don't know if there'd be a lot of Browns fans that would blame him. I really don't. Because he's gone out there and did his part. And they've constantly let down the team and the fan base for years now. So I would actually love to get a feel from Browns fans. How upset would they be with Myles at this point if he just said, all right, man, I've had enough. I want to win at a high level.
But he just did that.
Right, but if he really went through with it, though, like, and really dug in and kind of forced their hand, whatever that would look like, I don't know. I don't know if I were a Browns fan, I don't know if I could be that frustrated with him more so than ownership in the front office.
Yeah, those two, the Browns and the Bengals, those two are very, almost 95% unlikely.
Yeah.
And I think that if you had to pick one that would happen more than the other, it would be Garrett, who's 30 years old, but just set the single-season record with 23 sacks. And the fact that he is under contract through 2030, and the Browns will get slapped with a lot of dead cap hit if they traded him this offseason.
The biggest question for me, AR, for both of them is it comes down to Joe and his recommitment back to Cincinnati for the next contract. Are we going to get that? That's where I think things could get a little dicey.
We'll come back because there's been a big decision made by a certain NFL team that might have other teams ready to pounce. We'll tell you that next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're known for three things: games, conversation, and common man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's a new year, Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters, while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
I'm Jay Plyburn, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. Not long ago, my wife Whitney and I packed up a camper van, hit the road, and spent months exploring national parks and small-town farmers markets, having the adventure of a lifetime. Now my goal is to help you start your day feeling informed and ready for what's ahead. From the impact of state and local decisions to breaking news from Dublin to Delaware, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My furnace stopped working. Your competition said it's fried. When I saw their cost to replace it, I could have just died.
We can give a second opinion, give you options and advice. We'll strive to earn your trust and make you a client for life.
Get a free second opinion, replace or repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or give us a call and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Bishop and Friends.
At 6, Cliff Kingsbury.
Come again?
Higher or lower for Kingsbury at 6.
All right, I didn't have this list up.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Cellar.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Could see a little bit of patchy lingering fog. Otherwise, we turn mostly cloudy this afternoon with highs in the low 50s. For tonight, partly cloudy overnight with lows in the upper 30s. And then for Tuesday, we are mostly cloudy and warmer as highs get into the mid to upper 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvis weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, he's a weapon by name. He's probably a weapon still to some extent, but we have no idea how big of a weapon anymore. Today, the Dolphins made a big roster move by cutting Tyreek Hill. Now, it's a $23 million move against the cap. So it makes him a free agent for the first time in his NFL career. And the 4 years that he was in Miami after he was traded by Kansas City really doesn't produce much. And now it has sparked my interest in, would Kansas City say, come on back?
Well, I think it's absolutely fair to question that. Real quick, AR, I kind of feel bad for Jeff Hafley. You take over this job. Sounds like they're going to strip this thing down to the studs. Tua may not be there anymore. Tyreek's not going to be there.
How are you going to get somebody to take Tua?
That's a great question. That's going to be one of the most interesting things we talk about this all season. That and Kyler Murray and what's next for those guys, but especially Tua. But if you're Jeff Hafley, you're going down there to the 305, and you're like, dang. Like, you know, the guys that have been solid players there for the last few years are no longer there, and they're really just trying to save up on money. And so you're probably going to be the first couple years in the basement of the AFC East. And then even when you do become a solid team, doesn't look like New England's going anywhere. We know Josh Allen and the Bills are going to be a threat too. And so, yeah, I thought about that part of it too. You know, guy that was here in Columbus for a little bit on the staff, Jeff Hafley, now the head coach down there. It's an uphill climb, a real uphill climb for them. But as far as what's next for Tyreek, I think he's going to have plenty of suitors. You're right to question what it's going to look like on the other side because of the gruesome injury that he did have. But if you have a team right now that doesn't need Tyreek Hill to be your number one and is a team that's ready, that is a contender right now, at least teams we deem as contenders, I think there's going to be a few teams in the mix. So I would not be surprised if, like you said, Kansas City and Buffalo and maybe some teams, you know, on the NFC side of things get in on this because if he has any of that juice left, you know how terrifying this guy is, man. He could take it to the crib in the blink of an eye.
Maybe. I don't know. He had a dislocated knee and multiple torn ligaments. Is he going to be as fast as he was? I don't know. He's 30. He'll be 32 in March. So now he'll be far removed from the surgery. That's the good news. So anybody that is willing to hire him, sign him, would be able to see him in action. Sure. Working out, running, cutting, all that. So you would hope you're not going to buy that unseen. You're going to just hope.
Well, you're going to have to a certain degree, right? Like, I don't know if he can't really come in.
Won't he put out his own videos and stuff?
A lot of guys do. A lot of guys do
I mean, if he wants people to start bidding for him.
For sure. No, I think that's definitely smart to bring up. But it's no doubt going to be a bit of a shot in the dark for sure. But I think these guys are worth the gamble if your team is ready for that. Like if I'm a team like
for you.
The 49ers that had a good year, right? And they may move on from a Brandon Ayuk and you don't have Kittle, you need some playmaking juice there. Like a team like that on the NFC side, I think he's going to have some good teams that are going to be hitting up his agent. I really do.
What about the Chargers?
I like that. His old head coach is over there.
And why would they? I think you have to think of two things. One, if you like him and you think Kansas City is going to like him, then you may have to beat them to the punch.
And then financially, you're going to have to outbid them as well.
Probably a little bit, certainly.
Yeah.
McConkey is their number one. I don't know. They probably didn't use him right. Quentin Johnston, I think, is talented. We liked what Oronde Gadsden did at tight end.
I like
and Herbert.
Yeah. And they got some good backs, too, right? With Vidal and Amari and Hampton.
Yeah, I don't think you need him to be the guy.
And he would have the confidence in knowing that my former head coach and now OC out there, Mike McDaniel, knows what to do with me. And so that would be interesting to have two AFC West teams trying to get after him. But in the same way that I can talk about McDaniel and his confidence in him, he can have that same confidence in the quarterback head coach combination in Kansas City. They've been there, done that. Rashee Rice is a really good player, but can they trust him at this point? Kind of some off-the-field stuff. And then Xavier Worthy's a good player, but I've been saying, you know, not all season. All season's kind of just getting going here, that they need more juice, man, in Kansas City on offense. Like, they really do. And so, look, I want my Ravens to get in on him. I do. Like, I'd rather do this than trade picks to get A.J. Brown. Because I think you're going to have to trade some significant draft capital to get A.J. Brown right now.
This is a much cheaper move.
Right, for sure.
Plus, you can get him on a prove-it one-year deal unless you get 3 or 4 teams that are lined up. And then Tyreek Hill could probably leverage that into more than a prove-it deal.
Yeah. TLC was mentioning during the break that RG3 has an idea for where Tyreek Hill should go. What do you got?
He wants him to go to New England and help out one Drake May.
Mm-hmm. Is Diggs going to be around again for them next year? Or is that a one-year deal? Anybody know what that contract was? TLC, can you check that out, what Diggs, his contract is? But AR, they need more for Drake May. Now, there'd be 2, if Diggs is back, 2 aging receivers, and one of them coming off a really tough injury. But beggars can't really be choosers, I think.
That was a 3-year deal.
Okay, so he will be there. Diggs will next year. So I kind of see the vision of what RG3's laying out.
A lot of the teams we're talking about are AFC teams.
Yeah, excuse me. That's what I was trying to think of, some other NFC teams. Like I threw out San Francisco. Anybody else on the NFC side that you like AR for them or for him? What about Washington? How you feel about that? Line him opposite Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin is the guy. Zach Ertz has had to carry a lot of the load opposite Terry.
Why are you trying to get in the way of the Traylon Burks redemption tour?
Traylon Burks.
Where you at, Cam Ward? I should have had that ready before I even said that. But,
what do you think of Washington?
It's not a bad team.
Traylon Burks.
Other than in the NFC, I just don't see a lot. I'm looking at the standings right now, and I like Kansas City. I like the Chargers. New England, that's not too bad.
I'll hit you with the wild card. TLC might like
especially while Drake's on his rookie deal still. You
Absolutely.
might,
What about Carolina?
Oh, for my boy Bryce Young.
They got McMillan. He is their guy.
Why don't they just get Tua as well, and they can just
Let's get the band back
Xavier
together.
Legette is a bust, and so
it's getting dicey for him. Yeah, it's getting real dicey for him. So Carolina's going to be looking to take that next step after what they did down the stretch of the regular season, and so
how about the Saints?
Him and Olave.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Shuck and him were pretty good.
Are we just naming teams who we can't name their second best receiver?
Well, they got rid of. They traded away Shaheed. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah,
yeah.
But at least, I shouldn't say we. I should say that I don't know their second best receiver.
Yeah,
I think these are the type of teams though that make sense for me, TLC, because you're not going to add him to like a crowded wide receiver room already. You know what I mean? Like. Dallas is not going to show interest. Philly, if A.J. Brown is there, I don't think you want to add that to the mix. So I think you want him to come into a role to where he can see a path of success. And also you want your offense to flow smoothly and not have to make things tough on your offensive coordinator trying to figure out how to feed all these mouths, especially when we know how wide receivers can get. So, yeah, that's kind of where my mind went, is where he can go maybe be a 1B at this point.
He's got the teams that I'm bringing up, though, it's got to be a good quarterback, or at least someone that shows potential. Like, I don't know if I would put him in Indianapolis. Like, I think that feels...
I don't think he would want to go there either with the way that quarterback situation is, but I think you're in the right division. Another team I just thought about over there, especially if Travis Hunter is going to be going back to defense. Put him in Jacksonville. He can stay down there in Florida.
By the way, good news for the Browns on that one. On the trading out of the Travis Hunter pick.
Yeah, I know.
Taking a primary cornerback second overall.
Here's what our buddy Ian Hartitz has to say about Tyreek Hill.
Shout out to Ian.
In NB Fantasy Life. He likes the Chiefs.
Okay.
He doesn't like my Vikes. I did not mention them. And he said the teams are addicted to past their prime receivers, would be the Ravens.
This is what we do.
And the Titans. He's like the Patriots.
Andrew Hopkins had some life left in him.
The Patriots and Bills moved him a little bit. He's like, all right, that's okay. He doesn't like him for either the Jets or the Browns. And he actually mentioned the Broncos.
Oh, that's a good call. That is a good call. I like that. But, yeah, my Ravens, they are Derek Mason, Anquan Bolden, Steve Smith, Odell, Michael Crabtree.
He doesn't like the Commanders. He didn't like
for the Ravens.
Yeah.
He didn't like the Commanders just because it's the old getting older. And so, but he actually says, and the last thing he writes is, it's cool if you think about it. And he does have the Saints in there, the Seahawks, and the Giants.
I'll tell you a new head coach that might want to bring in Tyreek is John Harbaugh too, especially with Malik coming off that injury. You want a little bit more pop there. So the Giants. So yeah, I think what we're getting at is if teams feel good about the medicals, they're going to believe in what he was, and I think he'll have a decent amount of offers.
The Mahomes, Tyreek.
I could see that happening for sure. That's the
ACL brothers in
like a tag team.
Kansas City. We come back with our friend Ian Fitzsimmons, and we'll get his opinion on the potential of an Ohio State-Bama series getting knocked off the schedule. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
BMI FCU is celebrating their 90th anniversary all year long with monthly sweepstakes. Open a BMI FCU Visa credit card. Enjoy rates lower than the national average and a special rate on balance transfers. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Great Lakes Hyundai wants you to save your refund this tax season with 90 days of no car payments and 0% financing on 26 Hyundai Santa Fe's and Tucsons for up to 60 months. No payments, 90 days, 0%. Keep your tax money in your pocket. Go now for the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, some customers may not qualify. Interest accrues during no payment period. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Offer ends 3/2.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
What's up, everybody? This is Jeremy Birmingham Berm from the Austin and Berm Show here on 97.1 The Fan. I hit maintenance after dropping 35 pounds on Awaken 180, and I'm not going to pretend that I don't feel different, because this is the first time in a long time I've actually reached a goal that I set for my physical health instead of just talking about one, thanks to Awaken 180. I'm under 200 pounds for the first time in 25 years, and that's not a small thing. I didn't have to muscle my way there either. The Awaken 180 coaches walked me through it. Every adjustment, every tweak. They made it simple. Honestly, it was easier than I expected. This now feels like momentum. I'm in maintenance mode, and I'm not guessing. I can have pizza. I can have ice cream. All the things I used to love are back on my menu, but my metabolism is firing on all cylinders. The difference is my body doesn't crave it all the time. It was a mindset change and not a Band-Aid. That's the part that changes everything. If you've been circling the same goal for years, maybe you don't need more willpower. Maybe what you need is what I had, a plan, a coach, and a system that makes it easy. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Maddie's favorite show is Big Brother. Don't read into it. He's only watching strangers through hidden cameras. You're listening to Rothman and Creepy Stalker Guy.
All right, look at this guy, still over the moon, our friend Ian Fitzsimmons, coming back down. And he's with us now on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, my man, how we feeling? What does the offseason have in store?
I still can't believe it happened. Little bro winning that ring after all the crap he had to go through over the years. Man, when you're the special teams coordinator at Vanderbilt, right? And I'm sitting down with Nick Saban, and he says, "Where's your brother now?" And I said, "He's at Vandy." He goes, "Oof." This is before Pavia, right, and company rolling in. This is under the Derek Mason regime, and Saban kind of puts his head down and shakes his head and goes, "That's the toughest job in America, man. Toughest job in America. Wish him the best." Of course, you know what? I think he hung like 70 on him that year. So there, yeah. I mean, yeah, I wish him the best. My big old bloated butt there, Coach. But that when you're dealing with stuff like that, and then you finally win the chip, it doesn't get much better. But they're back down there. They're back. They're back at work right now. Free agency cranks up. February on the 17th this week. Deadline's March 3rd to have NFL free agents and the franchise tag done. So
yeah, they got a decision to make, Fitzy. Yeah, tomorrow with Kenneth Walker. Yeah, what do you think they're going to do?
All right, this is going to sound harsh, and I said it last week, and I'll say it, and I will continue to say it. And I go back to when DeMarco Murray was with the Dallas Cowboys. He wasn't that old, right, when he led the NFL in rushing. I think he was 27 or 28, but he had over 500 touches. That's, toting it or catching it. And that's not including blitz pickups. I mean, now you're looking at probably over 700 times that dude got hit. And I said, I know he led the NFL in rushing. I know he's a first-team All-Pro. I would not bring him back because it was a contract year for DeMarco Murray. Running backs, when they hit that cliff, man, it's not like just a slow denouement. You're going off a sucker that's the size of the Grand Canyon. I mean, the Derrick Henrys of the world they're very rare. The average lifespan for an NFL is 3.2 years. So if I'm the Seattle Seahawks, I'm doing what the Cowboys smartly did with DeMarco Murray, and the fans went nuts. And you saw him; he wasn't the same guy in Philadelphia. He had a bit of a resurgence in Tennessee for one season, and that was it. He only played 2 more years, and it was not even close to the same guy he was with the Dallas Cowboys. I am moving on from Kenneth Walker III. And I know that sounds crazy. He just won an MVP. They had a phenomenal 1-2 punch with he and Charbonnet. And I know Charbonnet is coming off an ACL, and it's always the next year where you really see, everything click again like you did before the injury. But, man, and by the way, if I'm K9, I'm taking that MVP trophy and that Super Bowl ring on a free agency tour. I'm trying to get max dollar for everything I just said. So it's not just the Seahawks moving on from Kenneth Walker III, and that's what I'd do. I think he's 25.
He's
a little younger than DeMarco. But AR, look, when you hit that cliff, it comes in a hurry. If you're going to bring him back, it'd be on a very short contract. Max 3 years, probably 2 years. But if I'm K9, I'm shopping that thing, man. I want max dollar.
Yeah, and I don't want to illustrate this just because it happened, but I'll do it anyway. There hasn't been a Super Bowl MVP that's played for a different team the next season in over 20 years. Like, it just doesn't happen. Yeah. Now, it was one of those weird Super Bowls where, he was the obvious choice to win MVP because it was that kind of a game. But you brought up Zach Charbonnet coming off a torn ACL, and, I know it's a lot of money to give a guy, but tagging him – I know $14 million for a running back is a lot of cash.
Hell no.
But but his backup is dealing with a torn ACL, and if he's going to miss part of the season, even if he's healthy, I don't know what his rehab has in store, and it's a difficult choice. I'm with you because there's only so much money that can be given out to free agents this season. But boy, he's a big part. You don't have an elite quarterback. He's good with everything that you give him, but man, I just thought tagging him would actually make the most sense for the Seahawks. But you're against it.
That's a lot of money, right? And the Seahawks have it. Look, they have north of $70 million to spend in free agency. They're in the top 10 as far as in the best position to go ahead and acquire free agents or pay guys if you want to pay K9 on a 2-year deal. Which if I'm Kenneth Walker III, I don't want that. Somebody's going to give me more. He's looking for the Kyron Williams in L.A., that 3-year, $34-35 million range. That's what he's looking for. So,
yeah, he would not be happy being tagged.
Guaranteed money.
Yeah, it's a tough look, but
yeah, it's the nature of the beast, man. Fitzy, let me ask you this: would you rather commit some dollars over a few years to K9, or would you rather bring in Tyreek Hill to throw another weapon in that offense for Sam Darnold?
Hell no. I'm not bringing Tyreek Hill in. No. I mean, not at 32, not coming off a devastating knee injury. That was kneecap, that was PCL, that was ACL. I mean, that thing got wrecked. So at the age of 32, no, I'm not doing that. Plus, look at this wide receiver draft. This is one of the best wide receiver drafts we have seen in a decade. So if you need a wideout, honey, hush. You are sitting bleeping pretty. And it's a deep running back draft. Well, I will. It sounds harsh, I know, but I've said it for years, and I'll say it again, going back to DeMarco Murray. I would draft a running back. I would run the hell out of him for 3 years, and then when it comes up a contract time, guess what, partner? Go get it somewhere else. I'm drafting another one, and I'm wearing his ass out for 3 years. It's harsh, but that's the way I would handle it.
Yeah, I side with you on a lot of that. Let me get your opinion on this, what kind of popped up with the playoff in college football, sticking at 12 for now, and the SEC and the Big Ten are kind of going back and forth on 16 or 24. I am... a 24 just sounds, I know that would eliminate the bowl games or make more watchable bowl games because it would be a part of a playoff, but more teams that can't win at all might not move the needle for me. Where are you on where we're going in college football?
When I saw the story going back to last summer when I was at a Big Ten Media Days, I threw up on my boots. And then when I saw it resurface, when I saw Tony Petitti at the national championship game, I kind of ran it by him. He didn't want to come on the air. He's like, I just think that's best for the game. No, you don't. You think that's best for the Big Ten, right? I mean, and that's my biggest problem with the P4 commissioners. Some of them, like Brett Yormark and Greg Sankey, in my opinion, have what is also not just best for their conference, but what's best for the game. And 24 teams ain't best for the game. Give me the best teams to go compete for a title, not guaranteed spots for I don't care what conference it is. It's the best teams that have earned the right to go chase the chip. They're the ones that should be in, not some guaranteed 7-5 freaking team from wherever. It makes zero sense to me. None. Let the best go compete for the big tamale. End of conversation.
Yeah, with you wholeheartedly on that. What's your opinion on this Trinidad Chambliss situation, right? Cool story, him getting down there to Ole Miss, getting his opportunity, making some noise in the playoff, and now he's got a little back and forth going on with the NCAA. What do you got on this, Fitzy?
Well, when you look at letter of the law, D2 is different than FBS. In D2, you have to report anything to your conference. Well, it was his head coach, I think his name was Tony Arisi or something like that at Ferris State, who shut him down in 2022 because he had respiratory issues. He couldn't breathe. Then they had the tonsillectomy. They finally figured it out, but he didn't play a snap in 2022. That is by definition a medical red shirt, according to the NCAA. He has not played 4 full years yet. That's by letter of the law by the NCAA. But because he didn't file his medical papers, because D2 doesn't demand or make you do that, but FBS does, when he moved over to Ole Miss and now he wants the extra year because he didn't file medical papers at Ferris State, which he's not required to do, the coach just called the conference going, hey, we're shutting him down. Okay, good to go. Have a great day. Enjoy your Cheerios, right? It's completely different. So Trinidad, Judge in Ole Miss, and I know he's an Ole Miss alum, I don't care. That's the right thing to do. The dude deserved another year of eligibility by letter of the law. TJ Finley took 2 injuries, right? One after game 3 and another after game 4 at 2 different schools. He's on his 6th or 7th school right now, an Incarnate Word. Now, it didn't raise a red flag to you that it was right at that red shirt moment where all of a sudden, no, we're not going to burn a year of eligibility for old TJ here. He's going to take a seat by his own, and move on to another school. That dude gets to continue to play. We got a linebacker in Montana who's on year 8, but Trinidad Chambliss can't play. Get the hell out of here.
Who was that tight end at Arizona, Miami? Arroyo, when he was about a year 8 or 9. He came from Oregon, didn't he, Fitzy?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think it was year 6, right? So there you go. Yeah, and there's another one for you. And by the way, hell of a player.
Yeah, he can go, yeah.
7 years of college down the drain. All right, my man. Well done.
Mr. Blutarski.
That I knew you'd get that one.
0.0. There you go. I've been to the Dexter Lake Club. I told you about it, man. You mind if we dance with your date?
Otis,
right
he loves
table.
us.
Bam.
You're the best. Thanks, bud. We'll talk to you next week.
See you, man.
That's our man, Ian Fitzsimmons, ESPN sideline reporter on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fangus Hotline. We'll come back with Tell the Truth, Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Ever dream of a truck that turns your routines into adventures? Enter the 2026 Ford F-150. Secure 2.9% APR for 60 months. Layer on $3,250 retail cash for the extra edge. From heavy-duty hauls to smooth highway cruises, with innovative safety and efficiency, isn't it time your daily drive felt heroic? Capital Ford champions all credit journeys. Pre-qualify online, simple as that. Claim your legend status. Head to Capital Ford at Columbus and Whitehall today. These epic deals won't last.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
When you've been injured in an accident, hurt on the job, or in a medical mishap, there are many reasons to call Morgan & Morgan. But here's reason number 5. We try more cases than anyone in America by a wide margin. We are on approximately 150 dockets a week and win a lot. Go to forthepeople.com to see our verdicts and results. I believe our results give you the best chance of a fair, fast, and just settlement. Insurance companies know who we are by reputation. Imagine me doing this ad if it wasn't true. They would be laughing. Trust me, nobody is laughing. Their employees and adjusters often hire us when they're hurt. They know, and now you know. All law firms are not alike, not even close. With over $30 billion collected for our clients, we became America's largest injury firm for a reason. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. It's cold outside. Don't let leaky windows drive up your heating bills. Right now, when you buy 2 windows at Universal Windows Direct, you get 2 free. That's a real deal. And there's no limit. Whether you need 4 or 14, half of them are on the house. Plus 0% interest for 36 months. And $500 off your entire home improvement project. How many more deals do you need? Schedule your free in-home estimate today. 614-502-5220. UniversalWindowsDirect.com.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home.
You got it. So first of all, I'm upset. I'm going to tell the truth that neither of you, specifically one of you, didn't comment about my hat today.
I saw it. You were wearing a little Talladega situation.
Mm-hmm. We had Daytona 500.
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
I didn't watch, but I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. What was I supposed to say about it?
That you liked it.
I wore a hat that was a tribute to a movie.
What?
I wore a hat that was a tribute to a movie.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know it was a movie hat. I thought it was just a NASCAR hat.
It's a Talladega Nights hat, right?
It's a Wonder Bread hat. I'm Ricky Bobby.
Oh, well, you were wearing it backwards.
Well, I saw you earlier today. We got to turn it forward? Here.
I didn't know it was.
Flip that thing around, dog.
Then I would have said something.
Okay. Oh. My first time seeing you. Huh.
No,
with all due respect, that idea ain't worth a
it's not like it's
of a whale and a dolphin getting it on.
It's not like it said Perrier on the front. Jean Girard. I thought when you had it on backwards, I thought it was a typical Daytona NASCAR hat. I did not know it was from Talladega Nights. I could not see it.
I feel better now.
Okay.
That's all. I would have definitely said something.
Hey, you know what I did notice this morning, though? And we mentioned it earlier. And again, happy birthday to the People's Champ, Tyvis Powell. We'll have him on at 1:30. I saw an email blast for Tyvis's birthday today.
I noticed that, too.
And
we talked about this. We knew he was...
There was not one for our guy, Cole, man. Tough.
Everybody has to take the rookie hazing. He got his.
What about mine, though? Like a couple years ago when I didn't get the happy
when
birthday
you're 8 years
blast.
in or whatever.
You know what? Let me see if I got one last year. So let's see. We got
all right. Sophomore slump. Everybody has to take one, man.
I did get a happy birthday, Cole, from last year.
Okay, just not this year.
Happy birthday to Cole Bartimas. He is celebrating on Sunday, but give him a shout out if you see him today.
1 for 2.
Here's to another year of being a sad Notre Dame fan. Forgot about that remark.
Wow.
That fish?
No, that was Heather.
Smacked him.
Just kidding.
Thanks for all you do and have a great birthday weekend.
Okay, so 1 for 2. 50% from the floor right now. All right.
That's what I'm dealing with. No birthday blast emails to the coworkers, and
you didn't get one.
And I wear a movie hat, and Rothman doesn't comment on it.
It's a rough Monday, I know.
Tyvis had cake and lemonade out there on the ping pong table. We're just trying to get our boy an email around here,
But it's also a big day. It's Tyvis's birthday,
Yes,
but
it
it's
is.
not just Tyvis's birthday. It is also National Almond Day. Congratulations to Matty Ice.
Yeah, I'm winning, baby. I'm winning. You know what I mean? Listen closely, folks. Trail mix is always on day.
National Almond Day. Why do we celebrate this?
I don't know.
Why do we celebrate any of these days?
Okay.
There's
Do I have an almond attack?
Oh, there's got to be one in there.
I don't
I've been
have
doing
one.
them for years, man.
I
It's
cracked a
crazy.
tooth on an almond. That's the last time.
I have a rice attack, but it's not even ice.
They're going to put pressure on Carolina. Excuse me.
Oh, those
Was
are
that
good,
an
man.
almond? I don't think it was.
I think
it was a rice
rice
pellet.
for you.
I
Rice
live with a rice attack. So that's all I got. But so I need some ice almond attacks to sneak in there. So we ran a poll earlier in the show that we all forgot about, but I've been secretly retweeting it throughout the show to bring it back.
Okay.
So here was the question to the people. As ridiculous of a question as this is, which sport is a bigger priority for you? Your two options being Buckeye football or Buckeye basketball. Who won and what were the percentages?
I thought it would be 100%.
So football definitely won.
People tend to vote in these things sometimes. If they don't have a true horse in the race, they'll be contrarian on purpose just to throw off the poll. So you got to give a little plus or minus on that science.
Are you going?
So I'm going to go.
Do they call that? Nah, I forget. There's a mathematical term.
I'm going to call
You're
that
searching for a big word, aren't you?
Margin of error. No, not
Yeah,
margin
that's
of
right.
error.
Yeah.
There's a more real
There's a
data
I
analysis
know what you're
term.
talking about, and I can't pull it right now. The
it's killing me.
I don't know. That's why we're in sports.
I have a data analytics
I was
degree, so
going
I
to
should
go
know.
like 95-5. Like I feel like, yeah.
I'm going to go 80-20. I'll go 80-20.
Did I hear a 95.5?
Yeah, that's what AR said.
Really?
Good call. That's a good call, AR. And you hit the high note on it.
I'm going to go Michael McDonald.
That was right on the money.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
95 to 5.
Good call.
So we obviously knew Buckeye football was going to win, but it was kind of just an exercise in will anybody out there vote for Ohio State basketball over the football program. A couple people did. One person commented, I prefer the women's hockey team.
Okay. Shout out to them as well.
Congratulations to whichever
Listen, we
relative
got
of yours is
3
on
in the
that team.
Olympics, doing great, going for gold. What?
This guy, man. You know
I
him.
missed it.
You nicknamed him TLC for
That's
a
right.
reason. I'll just leave it at that.
How long do you have to be dating a girl for there to be expectations for some sort of Valentine's Day celebration?
Ooh, the timing of that would be...
So are you asking, like, us getting a gift from them, from their side? Is that what you're asking specifically?
I mean, like dinner reservations or gifts.
It's immediate. It's immediate. It's immediate. You cannot...
What if you meet on February 13th? Hey, you got plans tomorrow?
I think I'm with
Okay.
AR. I'm with
All
AR
right.
on this.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Here's the deal.
So you're
I
go ahead,
actually
yeah.
years and years ago I did have a first date on Valentine's Day. I don't know how it really happened. It happened, and it put way too much pressure on the deal. Right? You just can't have because then it's
you gotta
supposed to
bring it.
work out.
You gotta
right?
really bring
or
it.
it's supposed to just work out. I don't know if you have to bring it.
No, I think you really got to bring it.
We just went to a movie.
Because like Valentine's Day adds
I don't know
more
why I
to
even
the,
did it. Right?
the
That was-
experience.
Why would I even? That just was stupid.
So, hey, you busy on the 15th?
I don't know.
I'm coming down with the cold.
But I think if you're dating somebody 3 weeks before you have to acknowledge it. There's no way you can't.
No doubt.
I don't even know if there's a time where you wouldn't acknowledge it.
You want to set the tone for being thoughtful, for sure. So I'm with AR. Like if you a month out, a few weeks out, you stamp your relationship.
How about this?
Valentine's Day
That's
rolls
it.
around, you got to be in your bag.
Okay,
for
well, there
sure.
are two different categories here.
Yeah.
I think if you are boyfriend and girlfriend, that's immediate, no question. I'm saying, how long do you have to be dating?
All right, here's
Like the talking stage?
This is a good one.
Like
it's
your
a good
first
question.
date.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. Like
So you're saying if you went out on a first date, the weekend before the week of Valentine's
So February
Day,
7th,
and you were like so-so. You weren't
small.
sure whether you were going to date again, but you probably would go out again. You'd still have to
I think
acknowledge it.
Something small gift. Nothing as serious if you were dating.
Gifts on the second date?
Yeah, that's rough.
No, listen, something real small.
The moral of the story is do not
like
start dating anybody early February.
Save your money.
Save just the awkwardness.
I disagree with all of this. I think that because what you said, AR, about like adding all of this unnecessary pressure.
Yes.
I think you got to have some I don't think she would be offended if you just maybe like you went out and got drinks or something like that, and that'd be fine. And that's just a normal date. Like it's not like a It's not like specific to Valentine's Day.
I think you can bring like a gift card, like nothing real serious to that. At least that's
bring a gift
what
card
I
and
would
use
do.
it on the dinner table.
I
got you, gift card. It just so happens to be it's this restaurant.
That is a bad tone setter. I would not do that. Hey, before we go, you missed anything from our show? Don't worry, you can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you have to do, folks, type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Coming up, Common Man and Timmy up next. No Common Man. Joshua Perry in with Timmy. They will continue the conversation about the Buckeye basketball team and their tournament chances.
All right, we'll have fun tomorrow. We'll have the birthday boy on, Tyvus, and we'll talk Olympic hockey with a very special guest. We'll set the table for the single game knockout version of Olympic hockey tomorrow. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State?